Listen, I've taken over the channel. It's just me now. Noor eats. I smuggled them in. Please don't come after me. Airport police. شيخ وارد شلون عيال شلون فطوم شلون حمون. Feel like a baddie. Feel like a kitchen baddie because you're like, oh, I made that. You do it. I can't. Are you gonna put that in the video? Link here.
Hey everyone, today we're doing something different. We've got Noor here, Noor Murad, who is a chef and a cookbook author. She just put out this amazing cookbook full of amazing recipes. So what are we making today?
We're making a recipe from my cookbook Lugma. If you don't know, means a bite in Arabic, which I thought was really fitting because, you know, in Middle East, we love to feed people, especially with our hands. My grandfather was always like getting some of rice and meat with his hands and then handing it to me or whoever he loves, you know. And here's a lugma. I grew up in Bahrain to an Arab dad and an English mom. So for me, I had these two cultures in my life, and the only way I could really make sense of it is through food in the kitchen. So that's really kind of brought to life in this book. There's lots of traditional recipes, but there's also lots of reimagined dishes. There's also me bringing in a bit of my two cultures into the kitchen, which I think is just like a really honest approach about my upbringing and the small but mighty island, my Bahrain. So yeah.
So where can we find your book, Noor?
You can get it a lot in the big name bookshops like Waterstones, probably like Barnes & Noble and stuff like that. Also like a lot of small independent bookshops will have it.
We'll put a QR code somewhere here.
Oh yeah.
So you can click on it and get your book.
Yes.
So get your copy.
Yeah.
This recipe that we're doing today is in this book.
Yes, and I thought I would pick a traditional Bahraini recipe because I thought it was a good chance to showcase the flavors of Bahrain and do a rice dish and just do something really comforting and rustic and just not, you know, very me. Something that I would love to dig into and share with my friends. Okay, so for my favorite chapter, which is the rice chapter, we're making this. It's called faga'ta. So as you know, qa'a in Arabic means the bottom of something. In Bahrain, we talk a lot about like qa'at al-bahar, so like bottom of the sea. So in this case, it's bottom of the pot where all the good stuff happens, which is why it's called faga'ta. And in it is basically chicken, potatoes, tomatoes, split peas, ghee, loads of spices. You kind of combine all of that and you put it at the bottom of the pot, and then you top it with parboiled rice and some saffron rosewater, and you just let it cook. Like once you've assembled it, there's nothing to do. It's very, very hands-off. You let it cook low and slow. Your whole kitchen will smell amazing. And then you invert it and it's just like this big celebration platter that everyone digs into and shares and eats with their hands if they want. And you just feel like a baddie, feel like a kitchen baddie because you're like, oh, I made that. So yeah. So first things first, we should do the saffron water so it can kind of sit and develop that like really nice, lovely color that we know. So just put it in there, roughly like half a teaspoon by eye. And then, you know, like when it scratches.
I know, I know, it makes you...
You do it, I can't.
Okay. That's what we love.
That looks good to me.
That looks good.
Okay, yeah, khalas. Okay. Also gonna bring a pot of water to the boil because we're going to boil these split peas until they're about 2/3 cooked. So I just washed and soaked them just to make the cooking time a bit faster, which you kind of want to do. So it's really important to wash and soak the rice. You want to get as much starch as possible. Bahrainis are really about the separated grains, and you kind of want to also get a really good quality rice. So you have to kind of play around with what you have in the supermarket, what's available to you. If you find rice grains that are not so broken, you want them to be nice and long and really just uniform. For like rice dishes like this, especially if you want it to just like fall apart, we call it like ish nathri in Arabic, like rice that scatters, because that's what you want. And like in Bahrain, we don't say arroz, we say aish, because like aish in Arabic means living, because for us in Bahrain, rice is living. Like it's our staple main carb, it's what we love. So yeah.
That's so interesting because for us, aish is bread.
It's bread.
In Egypt.
Is your thing. So would you say like bread reigns over rice in Egypt?
In Egypt, yeah. Definitely. Bread with every meal.
Do you like to use basmati?
Yeah, I like to use specifically Sela Basmati
Aww.
because then it's very forgiving.
So then if you mess it up, it kind of doesn't. Free rice tips for all of your
But you're the
viewers.
queen of rice.
I know. It's a big title that I've given myself. No, I'm not the queen of rice. I'm the queen of black limes.
Oh, you are.
Okay, so this is boiling. So yeah, you just want to add a bit of hot water. You can also do this with like ice and like let the ice melt. People swear by that, and that it makes it like more stronger and like even deeper flavor. So if you have that kind of time, you can do that. But if you don't have that much time, then just a bit of hot water, and then just like you can already see that the color is so beautiful. And we're just gonna leave that to sit for a little while. As well as the hot water, I also added rosewater, which just gives us this lovely like fragrant smell. I just love cooking with rosewater, especially in savory dishes. I feel like people use it a lot for sweet dishes. They don't really know how to use it so much with savory, but like for rice dishes, it's just so lovely. But I can't overdo it. Like a little bit goes a long. Same with saffron. Like a little bit goes a long way. Okay, I'll just add the split peas in, and then we'll just watch it. We don't want it to be mushy, so we'll check it at like 8 minutes and then see how long it takes. It might take 15 or something like that. We're gonna now make our spice mix. So I don't know about you, but like in Bahrain, we can't agree on spice mixes differ from house to house. Everybody has their own way of doing things, which I think is like there's a lot of freedom in that, you know? There's no like, I feel like with certain cuisines, like for example, like an Italian carbonara, there's like, you know, there's the way. But like with Bahraini food, especially, it's like every house is different and everyone says that their house does it better. So yeah, I feel like there's a bit of freedom in that as well.
Yeah, in Egypt it's the same.
Yeah, exactly. And like you can get like pre-made like bases for
like
things.
baharat,
but you can't get that here so much. So anyway, I just kind of tried to like narrow it down to like the main spices for this. I've got coriander seeds and cumin seeds. I think cumin, coriander are probably like my 2 most used spices. Bahraini food is kind of like a mixture of Persian, Indian, Arabic flavors kind of combined, intertwined into like one unique punchy cuisine, which is pretty different, I think. So people are always like, oh, I didn't know you use that in Bahrain. We love our spices. I'm going for a fine, like not like super, not like a powder, but like, you know, somewhat fine. But again, it's okay if it's coarse. Like it's so, it's a very forgiving dish. But I wouldn't put whole seeds in. So just empty that into the bowl. And then we've also got paprika and turmeric. And then I've just got some mild curry powder. It's because the lady who first taught me how to make this dish used it. And I just really like it in there, but not everybody would do that. And then ground cinnamon. And then we are going to add ground black lime. So you guys talked about black limes, don't you?
We did.
Yeah,
actually, we have a whole video about
okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you can link back here. Are you gonna put that in the video?
Yeah.
Link here. But if you can't be bothered, I'm gonna tell you about my favorite ingredient.
I mean, Noor has actually brought these with her from Bahrain.
I smuggled them in. Please don't come after me, airport police. Can you smell them? They're different.
They
the
are
ones
different.
you get here.
They are different.
I know that's like something we always say about like our stuff. But
No,
like,
no,
yeah,
they are
you
different.
kind of have to, I'm not to be a snob, but like they are better. So anyways, I'm gonna take a couple just so that we can put some in a spice grinder. But I just wanna show people like how to, because people are like, oh, they're so hard. And I don't know how to like open them up. So we just kind of press on them.
Wow.
And that's it. Like, that's what you do. You just have to put a bit of your weight into it. And then I always say to like pick out the seeds. I mean, you don't have to be super pedantic about it. If you get some seeds, it doesn't matter. But like black limes are so bitter, but the seeds make it even more bitter. So if you can, take out the seeds. I grind it with the skin and everything. Some people will only do the insides, but then I just think it's really wasteful. Oh, they smell so good.
They smell so
I love them so much. Thank you. And then let's just grind it up.
Ooh, it smells so good.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? You get that like whiff of like, it smells like burnt citrus. That's the good stuff. So I'm gonna add about a teaspoon to this mix, and then the rest is for you.
No, thank you.
Let's get marinating our chicken. I've got skin on bone-in chicken thighs. What happens with the fagata is that you don't really get, it doesn't crisp up the chicken, but like leaving the skin on is really important because it kind of almost creates like a little blanket for the chicken. So like while it's cooking, it steams and becomes super, super, super moist and tender. That's why I always recommend.
And the extra fat from in
Yeah,
there.
it just makes everything just so amazing. So I'm just gonna chuck it in here. And I'm gonna add about half the spice mix and also some salt, and we're just gonna season that nicely. We're just gonna marinate the chicken like this. We're gonna set that aside and let it marinate. You could do this the day ahead if you wanted to, but yeah, you can just let it marinate for a little while. Okay, I think it's ready now.
Yeah.
So we can drain it. Thank you. So with the rest of the spices, we're gonna combine them in a bowl with everything else, all the veg and the split peas and everything in like a big mixing bowl. We have 3 onions. The onions here are super, super important because they create lots of moisture in the bottom of the pot. We're not gonna add any other liquid. It's actually the moisture from the onions and a bit from the tomato that cooks the veg and cooks the chicken on this like very, very low heat, which is really cool thing, I think. So yeah, if you could just peel the potatoes for me, I'll chop up the thing. And again, it's all just really, really rustic.
How spicy is your food?
Chili heat is like completely up to people. Like there always is a bit of heat to it, but then like usually there's like a side of like either like raw chilies that people just eat alongside things, or like a chili sauce of some kind. But yeah, there is always some kind of spicy element. We do like our spice in Bahrain. Yeah, so basically you just want to cut the onion into wedges, like 4 or 6 wedges, like depending on the size of the onion. It's really totally fine. It doesn't have to be perfect again. I love this recipe because you don't need any special techniques or anything like that to cook it. So you just do what you like. And then the same thing with the tomato. You can just kind of cut it into 4. And then the potato as well. I'm just gonna have these because they're quite small anyway. Yeah, some chilies. If you want to use spicier ones, you can. It's up to you. Just gonna throw them in whole as well.
We don't poke them or anything.
All right, so we're gonna chuck all of that into this big bowl. Also add the split pea form. I'm also going to add 1 black lime to just kind of split it and just put it in there like that. And we're also gonna add the rest of the spices. Season this with a bit of salt. We're gonna add a bit of the ghee and just have that coated nicely in there. And then I'm just gonna go in with my hands.
Go in. It's my favorite way.
Yeah, the only way. And just get everything nice and coated.
Oh, that smells so good. I can really smell the limes in there.
Yeah, it smells good, right?
Yeah. When do you make this dish in Bahrain? Like, is it tied to any occasion?
Friday lunch.
Friday lunch.
This is like, yeah, you know, Bahrainis really like these kind of dishes. People say, oh, it's not an everyday dish. And I guess, yeah, maybe in the West. But like back home, I think it's a bit slower. And like lunchtime is the main meal.
Yeah.
And people do like to have this. But like, I think it's the kind of dish that you do want people to gather for. So I think like Friday lunch. Which is like family lunch.
Yeah.
It's not just chicken. Like people do it with lamb. You can have like a fish one. You can have it vegetarian if you wanted to. Like I feel like if you maybe pre-cook some aubergines and like did that in there, or like cauliflower or something, that would be really lovely.
Be really good.
So I did talk about the Holy Trinity, which we do have in this dish. We got green chili, we've got grated garlic, and grated ginger.
I didn't think it would smell even better, but
garlic, ginger, can't go wrong really. I've soaked the rice. You can do this anywhere from at least 20 minutes up to 2 hours. I wouldn't do an overnight soak or anything like that. So you can just soak it and then get on with prepping everything else. And by the time you're done with that, it's already been like 45 minutes or so. But it's really important to do that step. You want to wash it really well until the water runs completely clear, and then just cover it by a couple inches of water and let it sit. So now I'm gonna bring this to a boil. You really want to salt the water because this is your only opportunity to season the rice. So you want it to be like 2/3 full. And this is the same pot that you're gonna cook the dish in anyway, so that you don't have to have another pot. Because once it's ready, you just drain it, rinse out the pot, and then we can start assembling. The water is nice and boiling. I'm gonna add my whole spices here. We do this a lot with our rice. Kind of infuses the rice really nicely. So I've got cloves, and I've got whole cardamoms, and I've got bay leaves. We use a lot of bay leaf in our cooking, and you guys picked this out the tree this morning.
From our
garden. They smell amazing. That tree right over there. And now I'm also going to just add the rice. So you just want to cook the rice, you know, taste it at the 3-4 minute mark. Literally, it is kind of al dente. You don't want to overcook it because then you're going to steam it again. This can vary depending on the rice variety that you have or the brand. We'll give it a taste and see where it's at. Yeah, where is Obi today? The man usually that is in front of the camera.
He's behind the camera.
Behind the camera today. Yeah.
Today it's the ladies in front of the camera.
I know. Changing it up for you guys. Let us know in the comments what you think about this new direction. But I'm sure Obi has his diehard fans. He has a few.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Lots of fans.
Yeah. I think that it is ready. So I'm just going to switch it off. And then we're just going to drain it directly into the sink. So yeah, just as soon as you've drained your rice, do as lovely Salma is doing right now, and just make sure you rinse and dry out. You don't need to give it a wash or anything. It's only had some rice in it. It's gonna have more rice in it. So now is the fun bit. We've got our chicken, we've got our veg, we've got our rice, we've got our ghee, and we've got our rosewater.
It smells
good,
from
right?
everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna put some of the ghee on the bottom of the pan, and then just kind of swirl your pan around a little so it just coats the bottom nicely. And then we're going to go in with half of the veggies. Spread that down there nicely. And then we're going to add the chicken thighs. So you're kind of like sandwiching them between the veggie layers, I guess. So yeah, you want to put it skin down.
Can we use other kinds of chicken? Something that's boneless?
Yeah, I think you could. I mean, I always say bone-in has the most flavor. In Bahrain, we always cook chicken with bone, unless you're doing like grills and stuff. But yeah, absolutely. If you're like not into bone, then yeah, you could use like boneless, skinless chicken thighs. Or if you don't want chicken thighs, you could add chicken legs. Yeah, if you don't want to do chicken, you could do like lamb, but that would require a bit of pre-cooking of the lamb and stuff. So chicken is a lot easier. So now we're just sandwiching it in.
This is very interesting because usually when we make our Maqluba, we boil our chicken first before we steam it with the rice. So the fact that this is being cooked with the rice, I think makes it so much easier.
So much easier, and it's like it also needs a bit of blind faith because you just have to believe that it is going to cook with like, and it just needs a bit of patience. That's all it is. And then I'm going to add half of this mixture over the top of the veggies. And then we're going to go in with our rice. So with the rice, you just kind of want to pile it gently on top. And notice I didn't remove any of the whole spices. I want them in there. Unlike Maqluba, we're not gonna like condense the rice. We don't want to like press on it or anything like that. Just like gently have it on top.
So it can be mfalfel.
So it can be mfalfel. عشان يتنثر.
يتنثر.
Anyway, so now we've got that on top, and we're going to take the rest of the saffron mixture and just pour that over. We're going to finish with the last of the ghee. I'm gonna make a few, just to let the steam escape a little, just with the back of my spoon, and that's about it. And then we're gonna do the whole tablecloth on the top situation.
Yeah. Why do we have to use this cloth?
Okay, so this is probably like me being very like old school grandma auntie, but like the cloth traps in the steam really, really nicely. And all you have to do is get a cloth, get your lid, and then just tie it over there. And it just allows for everything to be like really nicely sealed, and everything then if you do trap the steam in and don't let any of it escape, it'll better cook your chicken and veggies at the bottom of the pot.
So we're not adding any other liquid?
Nothing.
It's just the liquids that are coming down from the veg?
Yeah, exactly. Wow. Which is what makes this really interesting, I think.
And it's all the flavors of the veg and the tomatoes and the onions.
Exactly. So yeah, and then you put that on there, and it's just really airtight now, like literally nothing will, most of the steam won't escape. And then you want to put it now onto a medium-high heat.
Medium-high.
For 15 minutes. And then the whole kitchen will smell amazing. And that kind of gets things going. And then we're going to turn it down for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
Just leave it.
Low and slow.
Let it cook. Low and slow. So it's been on now for about 15 minutes on medium-high. I can hear it kind of going. I know it's got some action there. So now what I'm just going to do is turn the heat down to like kind of like a low. So I'm thinking like a 2.
2, yeah.
And I'm going to leave it for an hour and a half
to steam.
undisturbed We're gonna let that steam and everything's just gonna collapse and cook and become really lovely, and we'll just come back to it. So it's been an hour and a half. We went for a nice walk, build the appetite a little. So it is ready. It's been sitting for a little bit, just resting. So I'm gonna uncover it. All the steam's gonna come out. It smells amazing in here. So I'm gonna do the rice flip, okay? It might be very unglamorous, but bear with me. All right. Moment of truth. Moment of truth. Ooh. Okay. I'm excited. Yeah, you can see how all the rice. All right, you got this.
Oh.
Wow. Nothing stuck. And then you just wanna kind of do this, give it a little shake, and then you just want to put a little, you know, bit of green, make it pop. Coriander, but you know,
Only Noor's favorite herb.
Yeah, only my favorite herb, but you know, I get it. Some people don't like it. You can use a bit of parsley instead if you like.
The colors are just so vibrant.
It's so lovely, and yeah, you get like the gold and the red, and it smells really delicious. Everything is like super tender. I think I would serve this with something like really nice and spicy. I brought this. It's achar lemon imbi, which is just like lemon achar, like a spicy lemon pickle. But yeah, anything you find, you can have it with, or you can make your own like spicy chili sauce or something. But yeah, I think it's like something really nice and sharp to like cut through the richness of the dish is what I'd serve it with. Maybe like a bit of a side salad, chopped salad, maybe some yogurt.
We got that too.
Yeah.
Can't wait, the smell.
All right. Gotta get a bit of chicken. Oh, that one's gonna have a chili in as well. Luckily, you're spicy people.
We are spicy people.
Oh, you want a bit of the onion too.
Some pickle.
Ooh, some pickle. Good show.
Go for it. There you go.
All right. Bon appetit, my friends.
Bon appetit. So excited. Oh, the pickle.
Okay, Noor hasn't cooked the pickle.
No, the rice is really nice. The celery rice.
So much flavor.
I love this. No, but you know what the best bit is? That the spice actually stuck onto the skin. Because usually when you make a stock, the skin just goes soft. This is fantastic.
So you promised us a delicious meal, Noor.
Yeah.
And you delivered.
Yay!
Absolutely fantastic. Get Noor's cookbook. You can find
you,
it online,
yeah.
everywhere, all the usual places.
Thanks for having me on Middle East.
And let us know if you want her back. Otherwise, we'll never bring her back again.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, you're in your YouTuber era. Cheers.